everybody. Welcome back to What's on D's TV. My name is Dee. This is my commentary podcast where I talk about shows, movies, music, all things media that I love to watch, listen to, and enjoy. Housekeeping rules, same as they usually are. Please be kind. We can disagree, but you don't have to be mean about it. Feel free to put any comments, questions, concerns in the comments, and I'll read them off. My cat is in the room, so you're gonna hear him. And yes, I have a guest today. Introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's Mo. Usual. The OG.
The OG is crazy. Mo is my sister. And yeah, she's going to be with me for this episode today because what we're talking about is a show that we've watched together and that we've watched multiple times, especially me. I love it, so I watch it over and over and over again.
Here we go again.
And we're doing, or somebody organized on Twitter, a rewatch for the show. So we're doing that. And the show that we're talking about today is Agatha All Along. We're going to be discussing episodes 1 through 3 in this episode. And I am very excited because I love the show. And it's perfect to talk about for Pride Month because the show is so fucking gay. So I'm happy. Be who you are for your pride. Oh my god, you're so stupid. Okay, so intro. How did you find out about this show?
Guys, y'all already know the answer to this question.
I'm still going to ask every time because it made me different. You never know. But let them know.
I promise you, it's never going to change.
Okay, let them know.
D shows me the show.
So I'll bring it back to me. How did I discover the show? So I watched WandaVision. And I watched it on one because everybody was talking about how good it is. And usually, in my opinion, when people say that, oh, it's so good, you gotta watch, and a lot of people are saying that, it's usually trash. So I was like, we'll see. I waited for it to be completed, all the episodes to be out to watch it. And then I started and I was like, oh, I love this. And of course, my favorite character in the show became Agnes, aka Agatha Harkness, because I love me some Catherine. Catherine. And that's how I discovered it. Really, I just saw people talking about it on Twitter and Instagram, and I saw the fan edits and everything, and I was like, huh, she looks gay. Agatha. I was like, Agatha looks fruity. But again, Catherine Hahn just has that energy that you're just like, are you queer? You know what I mean? Like, whatever, that's the energy she give off. Don't get mad at me. And I don't think she has a problem with it at all. Exactly. I don't think she has a problem with it at the fuck all. So, that's how I got into the show. I started watching WandaVision. Later on, heard that they were going to do a spinoff. I was like, about spinoffs, because usually spinoffs kind of suck. To be honest, yeah. But anything with Catherine, I'm going to watch.
There are some good spinoffs.
Like what?
Raven Tone.
Okay, but that was good for like the first few seasons.
I stopped at...
Once Chelsea left?
Chelsea left?
Yeah, girl. In like season 4. I was like, how the fuck I was watching this because Chelsea and Raven, I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Chelsea and Raven was a couple raising their children together. And then you're going to have Chelsea leave? I'm good. I was watching this for Raven and Chelsea. Not the kids. I know it's a kids show. It's new generation. Whatever. I don't care. I was watching it for Raven and Chelsea. Anyway, and then Alana was in it too. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Alana was that little girl's mama? Anyway, whatever. Back to Agatha All Along. Yes, I didn't go into this show watching or seeing a whole lot of spoilers because I didn't want to be spoiled. I did follow the show like as soon as it aired. Yes, you did. We watched it. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you meant like on like Instagram or like Twitter.
No. Oh, you mean you weren't spoiled?
Yeah.
Got you. I was about to say we watched it together. What do you mean? Yes, I just saw that they kept changing the title, and I thought that was funny. My favorite was House of Harkness. I liked that title. I get why they stuck with Agatha All Along, but that was my favorite title out of the bunch. I know Catherine said her favorite was The Lying Witch in the Incredible Wardrobe, which that would have been great too, though.
That's a lot.
That would have been great too. So that's how I got into it. And
I just realized
what's up?
that Agatha All Along, if you shorten it, it's AAA.
You just not realizing that?
Shut up.
You
let me be great. Like, to you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, do it again.
You know what I just realized?
What? What did you just realize? What happened? What's so funny?
If you shorten Agatha All Along, it's AAA.
Oh my God. Oh, what a thought. You are a genius. That is
sick of you.
Oh, you can't touch her with her smarts. Can't touch her. Big brain like Kai, or who would you say? Jim Neutron? that dude. Anyway, so we're gonna start talking about the first episode. Episode 1. I did not write the titles, but they're lyrics to the song. So sorry, I'll do that for the next episodes. Episode 1. Oh, I love how. Oh, and I do have a goddamn outline today. Look at me. Fuck you. I do have an outline today, so I should be on track. And this episode may be a bit longer because we're doing 3 episodes in one, the first 3 episodes, so it should be a little bit longer.
Shouldn't be on track, but I'm involved, so we'll see how.
Yeah, we'll see. If I'm off track, it's her. Blame her. Boo her. Throw tomato in the comments to her.
Wow.
Okay, so the first thing I have written down when the first episode first started, you know, she's in the car humming the song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there she is. I missed you. I love Agatha. And then when she got out the car and was talking to Herb, and she was talking about why she's on disciplinary action. Yeah.
Got it.
He was like, you punch a suspect. And I was like, you know what? Maybe the suspect deserves to be punched. I don't know. I see nothing wrong. I trust her instincts. If she felt like it, then she felt like it. You know what I mean? I do want to know who she punched because we know now that she was in a delusion. But if she really punched somebody, I want to know who it was. And then, so she's walking to them, and she has the cups of coffee. Herb takes his cup of coffee with the gloves on. So next thing I was like, y'all around dead bodies and drinking coffee, and with your gloves on, Herb, really? Because they said drinking coffee, and they got the gloves on from the crime scene.
I mean, you know, it's not like they're eating a sandwich or something.
That's still, you wouldn't do that. If you were at a crime scene, you wouldn't be putting anything in your mouth.
Nah, I'd be all in that body. That was... No.
What is wrong with you?
I meant I would be thoroughly investigating the crime scene. I'd be taking pictures of it. Who knows?
Oh, anyway. So the next thing I said... when right now she's going by Agnes. When Agnes found her locket in the water, I was like, it's crazy how she automatically was drawn to the locket. For obvious reasons we find out, of course, towards the end of the series, but end of the season. End of the season. But it's just crazy how no matter what, that locket is always coming to her. You gotta respect it.
Way back home.
Exactly. Oh, Hannah Montana.
You get it?
And then the next thing I put, I like Butch Detective Agnes even more, knowing that she was Catherine's choice. So,
Bull. Can I say something?
what?
Okay, when she's like the Butch Agnes,
Masculine.
I don't know. I don't like her mouth movements.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, it feels like it's too much.
Well, don't look at her mouth then.
I can't. That's all. Whenever I'm watching somebody, I have to watch their mouth. So
why?
If I look away, I'm not gonna hear you. I promise.
Anyway, I like Butch Agatha, Butch Agnes, and then I like her even more knowing that she was Catherine's choice, because I did receive the art book from the show that I ordered, and it seemed like she was supposed to be more like feminine presenting, but Catherine was like, this is how I feel like she would be, and I love that. I love that Catherine chose that, and
I'm glad they went with it.
Exactly, and I just love it. And I said that it may be a difference of opinion. I don't know how many people liked it, but I love the vibe of the first episode during the whole detective stuff. And I don't even watch shows like that. I don't watch like detective cop shows like that. But I like the vibe of the first show. Did you like the vibe of the first show? The vibe of the first episode.
The first show.
The first episode.
At first, I
was confused.
Yeah. I was like, why is she a cop? But she become a cop.
I feel like you were like that with WandaVision as well. When they were doing the whole like errors, I feel like you were like, what's going on?
I was very confused.
Mm-hmm. But I like it though. It's not like anything you've seen on TV before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not on TV, it's on streaming, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand.
And then the next thing I said, again, I'm doing like a kind of minimal recaps, assuming that people have seen the show before. Again, if you haven't, pause us, go watch it. It's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
The next thing I have written down is, why does it feel like Dottie is flirting with Agnes? And it very much did when she was asking her about the book.
The library?
Yes.
Oh.
When she was like, well, why do you, when Agnes was like, well, why do you think it was a woman? And she was like, it sounds more titillating. I'm like, gas. That shit is fruity. That you didn't get fruity vibes from that? And when she was like, raising her eyebrows, I was like, put them eyebrows down. Stop it.
Maybe you're just curious.
I bet. Bye, curious. I love me. And then I said, the minute Agnes said, I'm thinking erotic thriller for the book, I knew what kind of show it was going to be. I knew what the vibe was going to be.
How did that? You get what? How?
Because just the way she said it, I was like, oh, they're not doing the whole like Disney gotta be squeaky clean, gotta be PG-13. This is for the family. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
Shut up.
Anyway,
it is. They know.
Yes, but I was like, oh, it's not gonna be like squeaky clean, like I could really.
It's not Disney.
This show could really gag me. Exactly. I was like, this show could really gag me. It's not going to be super Disney-fied. And did. And then, I put, don't sneak up on me like that, bro. The dude in the library, how she's looking. And where
did you come from?
Talk about some everything with, I would be like, back up. First of all, listen. Because how long would you sit in there? I'm sitting there looking there, all of a sudden you pop up behind the bookshelf like everything was burned. How long was you watching me?
We made eye contact. Like, don't
pepper spray. Immediately. Pepper spray first, ask questions later. Later on in the episode when she's going into the police station, I said the way she ate her donut was funny. Because she just like, she was eating it, and then the other cops were coming, and she just shoved it in her mouth. She was like, huh? I was like, why would you?
Because she wanted to talk to nobody, so that she would eat.
I was like, did she not want people to see that she was eating something? Because the whole time she was talking to the chief, she had food in her mouth.
Oh, maybe she didn't want them to ask her.
Oh, where theirs was?
Yeah, or like other question, or like help on something.
I think she didn't want to share no donuts.
You know what? So she's being greedy.
Yeah,
big back.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's Agatha. You seen the way she eat and drink. And then I said, why isn't she chief? She should be. Why is that man chief?
Well, wasn't she? And then she punched the suspect?
No. She was on, she got in trouble. She was still a detective. She's head detective or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch cop shit. But my thing is, why wasn't she chief? She's sitting there giving this man, she's sitting there being more of a boss than this man was.
Unless she was, and then she got demoted.
I don't think so. He looked like a not a peon, but like he would do whatever she said, which same. Here's the thing though. This kind of tells me what Agatha thinks of herself, because if this whole thing was her delusion, why didn't she make herself chief? Or maybe it's to show, be like, you see how this incompetent moron got a role that I should have? And this is why I'm pissed off about it. And this is how it is in cop shows and movies and stuff, where the woman who can do everything always has to get help from the FBI, or is always an employee to a dumbass.
Yeah, I think you just thought way too deep into that.
No, I don't think so. I think that's what they thought. I think that's what she did.
I highly doubt
That's what I believe she was thinking in her head. Like,
you believe?
No. This is how they do women folk in shows like this. So obviously, this is how I'm gonna think, and I'm gonna show you how fucking incompetent he is, and how good I am at my job, and why am I not chief?
Yeah.
Whatever. That's what I think. Whatever. So the next thing I have written down is, there's your boo thing, aka your baby daddy, talking about Rio, because when he was like, when she's like, get to the part I'm not gonna like, and Rio was like, here I am. I was like, there you is.
What's Rio's name?
Rio Vidal.
No,
the actress.
No. She's when she's
the cop.
Yeah,
Rio.
Okay.
Yes, or Agent Vidal. Detective Vidal, one of those. I don't watch cop stuff. I don't know. I call her Rio. And then I just put in big bold letters, gay. Cause yes, one of my favorite Agnes lines is, eat my ass, chief. Yeah, she talks to the cop. I'm like, again, why is she not chief? The way she talking to this man, and he's just like, all right, and then leaves.
That's definitely not Disney.
Exactly. Yeah, and I that was another part that when I saw it, I was like, oh, they're not Disneyfying this at all. Like, this isn't all like rainbows and sunshine and butterflies.
Rainbows.
What song is that?
That's what I'm telling you. What a Sonny? No, Sonny with a chance of meatballs.
I never watched that shit.
What?
I don't. And then I was telling Agnes, I was like, stop looking at the girl like that, because the way she was looking at Rio, I was like, stop looking at her like that, girl. And then the next thing I have written down is when Rio was like, if you want to be in control, you can be. And I was like, why'd she say it like that?
No, that is the right word for that.
What'd you say? In the window?
Stop.
Wait, you see? Say it again.
No,
in the window?
In the window.
Bitch, I'm dead. In your window. Oh my god! What? Innuendo. Innuendo is crazy, and it's the only way I'm saying it from now on. Oh my god. In the window. Oh my god. I have tears in my eyes, dog.
Listen, at least you understood what I was.
That's fucking crazy.
I got most of the letters right. That's all that matters.
In the window?
In the window.
What is wrong with you?
In your window. Okay.
Anyway. No. Whoa. Anyway. No, that was crazy to me. I was like, why she say it like that? Like, you don't even control your kid. Like, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. She's like, you could be in control her tonight, girl. You got it. And then when in the window, when Rio was asking Agatha if this is really how she sees herself, and I said that is how she sees herself, gay ass. Because when you think of Agatha, you wouldn't think that that's how she sees herself, just because of how she usually carries herself, very like fabulous and flamboyant and dramatic, and you just wouldn't think. So that is funny that that's how she saw herself. And then I put when Rio sat on Agatha's desk while they were talking, and they were like getting closer to each other. I was like, it's like they're magnetically drawn to each other the way they get closer. I was like, no, that's right. And then when Agatha went to the door and was like, I don't want you here to Rio, I was like, sure, Jan. I don't want you here.
There at that workplace.
Sure, Jan. If you say so. And then the next scene I'm talking about is when Agatha takes the brooch or locket. I think it's a brooch. Locket. Whatever it is that she takes to Norm, and he's like looking at it, trying to see what he would pay for it or what he would charge for it. I said, I can call a spade a spade. Norm is handsome and his fingernails look clean. I'll give him that. I like that. When they show him holding it, his fingernails look clean, because usually they don't. So I was like, I appreciate that. And then we went to when Agnes was sitting at her desk late at night, writing the
book title.
Exactly. Darkhold.
And that's when she
was like, what the hell? I was like, left-handed queen, I see you. I respect people who are left-handed.
I wish I was ambidextrous.
I write shitty no matter what, so I can say I'm ambidextrous. But no, I respect people who are left-handed. I think they have it a bit tough. I don't know if Catherine Hahn is really left-handed.
So then she's ambidextrous. Oh my god.
Go for her.
Who else is that?
That's gay. Being ambidextrous is gay. I don't know how to explain it, but it just sounds gay to me.
The fact that you said that sentence.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is canonly gay. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah. They made a post about it on Twitter. He's canonly gay.
That's cute. I never knew that.
Oh, so yeah. You're proven correct. If you're ambidextrous, you're gay.
Wow.
And if you say you're not, you're a filthy liar. I'm just playing. It's Pride Month, but
support you.
If you don't want to say it out loud, I support you. If you're straight,
like
you don't need my support. You have everything. You feel me? Just kidding. In a way. And then I put your tits away. And then I put when he was telling her to go home, I was like, she is home. Her job is her life. Let her live. Leave Agnes alone. That's her. I got it wrong. I was like, leave her alone. And then when she got to the morgue, no. Where she got?
No, yeah, you skipped.
I sure did. So she went to the morgue
after she wrote book.
Yeah.
She had a realization.
Yeah. She went to the morgue.
Yeah.
So where the fuck did I put? No. Okay, I was right. Okay, so I said, when she got home and she got out the car and she was talking about the neighbor's dog, I was like, what is her beef with dogs? She killed Sparky.
I guess Sparky.
The dog from WandaVision. They killed Sparky too. She killed Sparky. It's in the song. Jesus, she killed Sparky, and then she was saying "stupid dog" to her neighbor's dog. So that was funny. And then the next thing I said, because again, I like architecture, I like houses, and I said, not for nothing, the house is beautiful. I don't even mind all the wallpaper, especially the wallpaper in Nikki's room, the stars and it's so pretty. I would do that as like an accent wall.
I like.
And I like the dark colors in the house. Even though it's supposed to be like show a depressing mood, I like dark colors in houses, especially a house that big. Beautiful. And then the next thing I said, this was when Rio came in and she brought pizza, and Agatha brought the beers, and I was like, they're drinking my favorite beer, Dos Equis. One of my favorite beers. I love Dos Equis. If you haven't had Dos Equis Amber and you like dark beers, I recommend it. It's really good. That one and Modelo Negro, the black Modelo. Good shit. What's your favorite beer? Do you like beer?
Yeah.
I feel like you like alcohol.
I like that too.
What's your favorite beer? Stella?
No. That's my second.
I was about to say Stella Rosa, but it's Stella Artois.
Stella Artois. Sorry. That's the second one. My first one is Modelo.
I love Modelo. Have you had the dark one? I love it. I don't think you would like it because it's kind of bitter. But I like it. You know, when I go on this fucking cruise, I'm going to drink so much Hennessy. Hennessy Black and Hennessy White? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if they don't, they don't listen to me. I don't give a whatever. I'm definitely gonna give me a. Anyway, back to the episode. Sorry. If you haven't had Hennessy Black and Hennessy White, I recommend it. It's good shit. The original nasty, but that's good. Huh?
Hennessy is good.
No, not the regular one. And then the next thing I said was Agnes manspreading as she should.
Yeah.
I said it's kind of big, so she gotta, she needs the room. You know what I mean? But it's just funny how she
she was home, I guess.
But it's like, and again, that was a choice that Catherine made. It's like she knows Agatha. I love it. I mean, but it worked though.
Yeah.
She knows her so well. I love that. And then I said to the part, do you remember why you hate me? And I was like, do you remember why you hate her?
I didn't.
You don't remember why she hates her?
I mean, yeah, later on is
but in the beginning.
I was like, was she in Rhonda?
I was like, oh, messy exes? And lo and behold, I was right. I'm always right. And the next comment I said was gay ass. You remember why you hate me? Because they were both like looking at each other's chest and their face, and the chest and their face. I was like, I'm about to say a slur. I'm just playing. The next thing that I have written down is the fact that Agnes's shirt was tucked in made her look even more gay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if it was out of her pants, if her shirt was out, if her shirt was just out and flowing, I'd be like, huh. But tucked in, I'm like, yeah, that's a butch queen right there.
But tucked in even at home, like that's crazy. Because normally, a work,
that's when you want
everything is just The tits are free.
Yeah.
Pants the shirt's uncut.
Yep. Well, she's just like, I'm gonna keep this shit covered. Well, she had a guest. Maybe she was showing off, you know what I mean? And then what did I say? Oh, so this was when Agatha or Agnes, I'm gonna call her Agatha. It's Agatha. I'm gonna call her Agatha. But well, she's Agnes. When she heard a teen upstairs, and then she went and followed him, and she climbed out the window, and they fell down. I was like, the only thing that I see when people fall now is, oh my God, your back. Your back, and your knees. That's all I see. That's all I feel pain for. You don't?
No, I do.
Because I'm like, when people fall, I'm like, oh, your back. Like, that's gonna fuck you up. And I was like, yeah, damn your back, dog. And then after he got hit by the car or whatever, and he's on the ground, I was like, did he think that mask was enough to hide his face? Because it was netted, wasn't it? I was like, sir, don't they usually... Now, I ain't no robber. I ain't never robbed nothing. But when they do that, don't they usually have the full, what's it called, a ski mask? They have their full face covered.
I feel like that's just in movies.
No, because I've been watching some videos on YouTube of people who have been robbing stuff, and they got the full face, the full ski mask on.
Then maybe I don't.
Listen, you ain't a robber, I ain't a robber. For all you robbers out there, I'm just playing.
Comment, yeah, we wear
right. Like, actually, this is what we wear because it moists the it wicks the moisture away and all that. You know. And then, right, I'd be like, oh, interesting, police. So, the next thing I pointed out was when Rio was like, go get your perp. And I was like, she trying, bless her heart. She trying so hard to get Agatha out of that spell. And you could see that when she said perp, it like resonated with her. She didn't know why, but it did. And we figure out why at the, later on.
We do?
Yeah. It's because that's what her son called it.
Who's that?
Agatha and Rio's son called Agatha's magic her perp. And he's like, use your purple.
Oh! I remember now.
Girl. The next thing I put is, I want her to be mean to me.
Well,
and I do. And then I told her to kick him again. Because that was funny. She kicked him both times. I was like, yeah, watch your mouth.
Okay, are we where she's interrogating?
Yeah.
Her mouth moves.
See? Because the universe know that you about to talk to the shit. And it's like, shut up, girl. Leave her mouth alone.
Like, her mouth movements, I didn't like them there. I guess they were just too aggressive.
I love that.
I don't know. I didn't like it. Like, after I got over it.
Exactly. And he was like, yeah, girl. I was like, I don't want to poke the bear. And she said, you wouldn't keep poking that bear? And he was like, he didn't say nothing. I was like, I want to poke the bear. I just want her to be mean to me. There's another character that she plays called Claire in Glass Onion, who's like a politician, and she's really like mean. And I'm like, I want her to be mean to me. She just plays mean so well. I want Catherine to play a really like bad character, not like bad acting, because that's impossible for her. A bad character, like a bad person, because I feel like she would do it so well, and it would be such a difference from how she actually seems that I just want to see if she can do it. I know she can, and I want to watch it. And so I want to see her in that, and I want to see her in a horror movie, and I don't even like horror.
I would not do that.
I would. I watched...
I don't do horror.
I know, but for her, I would. Especially if she's being gay. Let me reiterate. I want her to play a bad person, and I want her to be in horror films, but I want her to be kissing women. Just
so bad. So horror film.
Horror. scary.
Movie with her being a gay bad person.
Okay. No, that's not saying gay is synonymous with bad. No. I want her to play a bad character who happens to hunch women. You feel me?
Yeah.
I feel like folks who get it, and if you don't, you don't. But that's what I want. That's what I want to see. And the next thing I pointed out was her saying, sleep in bed, total loser, or totally lying.
Like her.
Let's find out. But it's on purpose, though.
I know, but it's like,
because she's showing how these shows be exaggerating like that. I love it, and I thought that part was hilarious. And then, I said that line I want on a bumper sticker, and I want to be like, honk if you know what I'm talking about. Just see how many people would be like, oh yeah, I know where that's from.
And then when they honk at you, be like, why the freak are you honking?
Exactly, but don't honk at me. Exactly. Like, honk at me, but don't honk at me. Come on. Be fucking for real. I'll be like, what am I doing wrong?
Like, the light's still red.
Right? Right? And then they put next to me, and I'll have my middle finger ready, and they'll be like, I love that show. I'm like,
oh, that's right.
Because you know how many people compliment me on my Agatha shirts?
Yeah.
So many. When we went to Disney, so many people was like, I love that show. I was like, bitch, you know about Agatha?
And then we came home and was like, oh, you should have worn the other one. See how many reactions you would have got to that one, too.
I know, right? But I love my Agatha shirt, so my Agatha ones, yeah, people know. Disney, get on that. Because I was trying to find some stuff at Disney with Agatha and couldn't find nothing. I got the ears, but I had to get those from Hong Kong. I love them, though. They're fantastic.
Maybe.
There's nowhere that, unless you're in like Hollywood, because
I think,
and during Halloween, because I feel like Halloween they had a person acting as her at the park.
Yeah, probably.
Damn it. The next thing I said was, when he was saying the spell to try to get her out of the spell that she was in. Yeah. I was like, I don't like when people say spells in shows. I used to mute it when they would do it on Charmed. I used to mute that part. Because I'm like, I don't know what you're really talking about. I don't know what you're really saying. Let me mute this. Just in case, you know?
That's funny, because I was playing Roblox with my friend. We playing a horror game.
In Roblox?
Yeah. Roblox horror is something different. But I guess they was doing like, what is it? When it's like
Ouija board?
Oh. It's in a circle and then they're saying like demonic things.
Oh no.
And so I was reading, because, we be voice acting and stuff. And so my part came up and they was doing the chant. I was going to read it, but then my friend was like, no, stop.
Yeah. No. Yeah, because I'm like, you never know.
Into it.
No. See, that's how they get you. Because here's the thing. There's sometimes when, because like if I like stuff, I'll watch it over and over again. And then it'll get stuck in my head and I'll find myself starting to say it and I'll be like, no. Just like, call me a punk bitch, whatever. I'm respectful. I don't, so I muted. So when he was doing the spell thing, I muted. I was just like, Like when we watched it, I didn't, because I didn't know. But now I'm just like, I'm just going to turn this down a little bit. And then, I'm talking about how, now this is the part when she goes to the morgue and she sees Scarlet Witch's body. I was like, damn, she knew all her measurements and everything. She was like, she was 5'7", red hair, or her hair the color of scarlet. I was like, what you gonna tell us next? Her bra size? What drawers she like to wear? Like, dang, you know everything. I wouldn't be surprised. And then, because Rio popped up while she was in the morgue, I was like, there's your wife again. And then when she was asking Rio, how did she die? And Rio was like, don't ask me about that, bitch. She's like, don't ask me about that broad. Let's get you out of here. That's what I want to talk about.
Babe.
I was like, ooh, jealousy.
Let's fix yourself.
Jealousy. And then I was saying how I love how Agatha sees Rio and she immediately starts taking her clothes off because she's like, it's hot in here. Are you hot? And then Rio's like,
so take off all your clothes.
Okay. And Rio was like, hell yeah. Yeah, take them off. No. Right? And she's like, I was like, gases. And then when they show Black and White Agnes, I was like, Black and White Agnes is my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because she was fucking hilarious. And then I said, my favorite part of the episode is when she's freshly out of the spell and she's looking around the house naked and she just walks out of the house. No clothes on or nothing. Catherine did that she decided to do that. I was like, Catherine, she loved to be... Listen, you gotta respect it. I'm like, thank you, ma'am. But I love that she was just like, no, she was feral. She did not give a fuck about what she had on or what she didn't have on. She was like, where have I been? Mm-hmm. Which I feel like I would be like, totally like, what has been happening?
Yeah.
And so I get her in that. And we got to see some Han cheeks. That was cool. That was cool. And then, I was saying I love how well Catherine knows Agatha. That was her decision to go naked. And then I was talking about the little girl who was looking at her, and you saw the chief of police and Dottie, and the little girl was like, mind blown. And then she was trying to move his head so she could look more. And then Dottie was like, what are you doing to the husband? Because he was staring too. I was like, listen,
at least I think it was her. At least he had his hand up and he was looking the other way as she walked stoned up onto his property.
Oh, yes, Herb. Herb is fantastic because I would be like, huh? What were we talking about?
Wow.
What was I doing before this? I'm going to go in the house. And then I was saying I love how she just throws the jacket down that Herb puts on her. She's like, I don't want this shit.
Yeah. If I wanted clothes, I would have put on clothes.
Right. And then this is where it sounds like, here, I thought cussing was the most they would do in this Disney show. Lo and behold, Han booty. I said, love that for me. Because, I was really shocked the whole time watching it. I was really shocked at how far they let them go.
Yeah.
Especially for it being a Disney show. It was very unexpected. Also, this show had the smallest budget of all the Disney shows.
Really?
Yeah. And it did not feel like that at all.
At all.
And the show was incredible. So then, I pointed out how Herb was like, "Can you put some clothes on? Because you're naked." And I thought that was funny the way he said it. I feel like Herb is free. I feel like Herb got a husband. I do. Everybody should be gay. But aside from that, I do feel like Herb is fruity.
Why?
What man is gonna see a naked woman in front of them and be like, "Oh, let me..."
Well, they're partners. Like,
It wasn't real. He wasn't in the delusion. She was seeing all that shit. I don't know. I just feel like he was fruity, and if it's cool, he's fruity in my mind. Everybody's fruity in my mind. And then I put that I love that everybody was just helping her out though. Like she's going through this delusion, and everybody's just like, just let her do what she got to do. We'll bring her food so she don't starve. Just play along. Everything's fine.
Real support.
Because they felt bad too, because they were under Scarlet Witch's spell too. And they didn't know that she was a witch. So they were just like, oh, she's just like us. It's just taking her a bit longer to get out of the spell. You know what I mean? And then, so when Agatha goes back into the house and she puts the robe on, I love this robe and I love the bunny. I want a bunny so bad.
It's so plumpy.
His hair was so thick, and just the way she was cuddling it, I was like, oh, so cute. And then after she heard the sounds upstairs, and she put the bunny down, and she grabbed a wooden spoon to go look in the closet. I was like, what the fuck is a wooden spoon gonna do?
Listen, it hurts.
And the way she was holding it, I was just like, girl. Because again, she's used to power. She's used to having her magic. And then I said Rio's official entrance is goated. Her blasting through the doors, walking in.
And I hope you're gonna pay for that.
I was like, dramatic ex-wife sheet. Like, and that's when I was like, in what world are these broads just friends? I don't know no friend that I had that's just gonna blast down my door and put a knife to my neck and be like, I missed you. You know what I mean?
Like, where have you? That's the...
She's like, you hid for me for so long, bitch. Now I'm here. We need to talk. And then I put... So this is one of my favorite scenes in the show. I put the scene, Agatha and Rio's fight scene, is when I knew how the show was finna be. It was so sexually charged, and I was like, I can't believe that they're letting this happen. Did you have that same feeling? Did you have that same thought?
I had that thought when I saw Catherine's cheeks.
Like, no, but as far as like the queer aspect goes.
What do you mean?
As far as the queer aspect goes with Agatha and Rio, how sexually charged their fight was, that's when
tension in there.
That's when I was like, if they don't let them kiss, at least kiss, I'm gonna be pissed. And you know, like, and you know how we was geeked. And then I was saying how I love how when they were choking each other, and this was pointed out on Twitter, when they were choking each other.
So you didn't even realize.
No, I did, but again, other people noticed it too. I love how when they was choking each other, how it wasn't to kill. It's like choking like people do, like sexually. Like people do sexually.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like to I'ma kill you type choking. And they were both like smiling in each other's faces and whatnot. I was like, y'all nasty. And then I pointed out her pouting when she was like, this isn't what you want. I was like, oh, she was spoiled, because how you know that was something that to get to her, just pouting like that.
Her being all powerless and stuff. That was no real fight.
That's their foreplay. Even Catherine said it. That's their foreplay, and I was like, it sure is. And then when Agatha was like, you prefer me, and then Rio goes horizontal, and then she like waits for a second and then says in the grave, I was like, no, say it with your chest. You prefer her horizontal. And then I said gay. And then I was laughing at Agatha saying there are no new options, because Rio was like, you don't know how many people, you think I'm the one who want to see you hang or burned or drowned. Mm-hmm. And that's like how they used to kill witches back then. So she was like, there are no new things. There's no new methods, huh?
And nothing in your mouth.
Right.
And how long?
Right. And then I just said, yo, these bitches gay for real. Not for the fake.
Not
for the real.
Oh.
And then I said, the way Agatha looks at Rio while she's looking at her hand, like, the way she like bites her lip, and I'm just like, I hate y'all. Like,
y'all just need to like really sit.
And to where I was really like, if they don't at least kiss, I'm going to be fucking pissed off, because this is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's so thick, you can cut it.
Mind you, Catherine and Aubrey had been friends for years at that point, because they were cool. They were in Parks and Recreation together. They didn't have any like scenes. They had like one together, but it wasn't really like Aubrey's character was leaving.
Oh,
type thing. So they were like pass each other kind of thing. But she stayed friends with her and Amy, and I have to show you Amy's podcast with Catherine. That was funny. But yes, so that chemistry, it's real good. And you know me, I'm a chemistry whore. I love it. So then I got to the part where Rio was saying that her heart is black and it beats, like it's black and it beats for you, talking about her heart to Agatha. And I was like, her saying that, then looking her dead in the eyes and licking her hand is diabolical. And the fact that happened in the first fucking episode. I was like, there's this
more to come.
This is gonna be incredible. Can you imagine how in it you have to be to not just lick somebody's hand fully, not like no little like kitten lick, to lick somebody's hand fully and look them dead in their face, dead in their eyes?
Well, that just shows you they were really comfortable with you.
Listen,
real comfortable.
All I know is I want to see some like alternate scenes and some stuff like that, because I can't imagine. And then I said, oh yeah, because Jack, the creator writer of the show, she also created and wrote WandaVision. Okay, girl. She was like, they didn't think people would be interested in Agatha and Rio like that. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I feel like queer women are screaming into the void when we're like, we want to see more shit like this.
Yeah.
We want to see actresses who clearly like each other and have good chemistry and stuff and get to explore their relationship. Are we screaming into the void? What do you mean you didn't know people would be interested? How do you see that? How are you recording that, watching that, and being like,
I don't know.
Like, be fucking for real. Queer women do good with way less. And this also adds to the point, the way Catherine and Aubrey didn't do any interviews together for this show. It's just crazy to me. And if they get a season 2, put them in everything together, because it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know why. That's the crazy thing. I'm like, they've been friends forever. They clearly like each other. They have good chemistry. There's no bad blood. There's no bad blood between them and the creator, the writers, the producers, the showrunners, the artists, the makeup artists, Daniel, the clothing. Like, why aren't they doing interviews together?
Yeah.
It just seemed, I don't know, that still seems weird to me. And I don't know. And then the last thing I pointed out for this episode was Agatha's grunt when Rio leaves. She's like, oh. And then right? And then she was like, that was phenomenal what we just did. And then she realized, that's my woman. And then she realized Teen was there. She's like, all right, you. And I would have been like, all right, me, bitch, what was that? Like, are y'all good? I would be like, oh, y'all was hunching for real, huh? Okay, girl, I see you. Fam, recognize fam. So that was what happened in the first episode. What were your thoughts on the first episode? The first episode is top 3 for me.
Honestly, what got me hooked was the fight between
Agatha and Rio.
Yeah. The first part of the episode, it's like,
you're like,
oh, she's a detective. This is gonna be fun. And then that, I was like, whoa, say less.
I was already in it, but then the Agatha and Rio stuff just made me even more to where I was like, they better not be playing with me. Don't play with me. And I feel like, because when we watched it was me, you, and Mom. And I feel like Mom was just watching us freak out every time Agatha and Rio did like anything together. And she was just like, what is wrong with them? But then when that, when what happened, and we was like, whoa, we was cheering so loud. to be able to go back and experience that
time
again. Oh, see, I need season 2, and I need more moments. Agatha and Rio specifically, because every time I'm like, I want more season 2 of this book. We'll give you season 2, and it's none of the shit that I asked for. So I'm being very specific. I want, yes, the ocean. I want more Agatha and Rio backstory, more scenes with them. Let their chemistry shine.
Mm-hmm.
Get me more interviews with them. Like, that's it. That's all I asked for. That's all I asked for. And a lot of hunching scenes. They don't gotta be explicit. I would like that, but they don't gotta be graphic. I'm cool with that though. Disney let her show her ass. Disney let this girl lick her hand, look her dead in her eyes. Disney let them shove their tongues down each other's throats and let them kiss each other so intensely that everybody who was listening while filming had to turn their headphones down because the sound they was making. We know all this because they told us. I want to see it. Okay. Why do they get to experience that and not me? It's Pride Month, okay? Just anyway. So, what was your thoughts on it? You said you do you have rankings of episodes, and if so, do you know where the first one is? Episode 1 is top 3 for me. I love it. Thought it was incredible. Thought it was a great opener. I wouldn't have changed anything about it.
Like top 3 for this season, or like top 3 in like
for the season
in like TV show
for the season. I can't top. I can't even do season. I'm not doing that right now. When I talk about my ships, maybe I'll rank that, but not right now. But okay, so next we're gonna go to episode 2. And the first thing I have written down is when it opens and Agatha's like changing her clothes after Rio came into the house and broke down her door and everything and left. I was like, when Agatha's like, look at my front door. It's like, that's your baby. You love it.
I wonder if you pay for that, by the way.
I don't know. I don't care. It's not my money.
Like, how would she explain that to people fixing?
To like the insurance company. Yeah. Well, it wasn't her house. She stole it anyway.
That's even worse.
You guys remember? It's Ralph's house. She like stole it. Remember, he was complaining about how she took his house and left him up in the basement or in the attic and whatnot. Complaining like, don't be a loser, Ralph. Be thankful. Yes. She took your house. Oh, boo-hoo. And then, when Teen was telling her how he wants to go to the road, and she's like, road is no place for a kid. The way she said it was so damn dramatic. I was like, I love it. And then she said, well, I'm exceptional. When he was saying, you survived the road. And I was like, that you are, honey. That you are. Different. Very much so. And then I said, this Agatha in episode 2 is my favorite Agatha. Dramatic, sarcastic, fabulous, and an asshole. I love that about her.
I love how, like, and wait, I'll wait till you get to that part.
What? What's it about? What's in regards to?
Her outfits.
You can talk about her outfits.
Okay, so like when they're, I guess, walking to Teen's car and she like flips the scarf in a dramatic way. That part I didn't like.
I just love the way she walks. She's just fabulous. Oh, and that's also why I'm like, I agree with Rio. And she's like, is this how you see yourself? Because I'm like, when you see her, you wouldn't think that that's how she saw herself.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I said it was funny that she was making him waste his time just for her to say no. When she was like trying to get him to explain why she should take him to the road. And she was like, no. And then I said one thing about Agatha, she gonna find that locket. It came back to her. I fucks with it. And then I was laughing because I was like, this bitch got behind her makeshift steering wheel like she was finna go somewhere. Put her foot on that cereal box. And then it was like, this is not a car. I was like, bitch, this is what you've been doing in your delusion. You've just been thinking you're driving. I wonder if she made the sounds. Wait. I wonder if she's like, wait. What?
Wait. So then, was she actually driving that cop car?
No.
Oh my god!
All of it was a delusion. She was in her fucking house.
What?
Yes. She was in her house. That's the whole point. Girl. Oh my god. But I was like, can you imagine if she was making like the noises? And that would explain why she was humming the music. Because is she in the house? There ain't no radio.
I did not.
You didn't pick that up
until just now.
But I can imagine her sitting there, her foot on the stereo box and making car noises. That's fucking hilarious. And then, oh yeah, I was talking about how when she was like, you're driving, and she drops the scissors and they land on the floor in front of him, which those hardwood floor. Anyway, I was like, how did he get himself untied? Because his hands were taped behind his back. So how was he able to get his hands loose to cut himself loose?
Tape.
I don't know. I was like, interesting. And then, oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. When you were talking about how she put the shawl over her, I was like, she's so fucking fabulous. I love the way she walks. She got, what does the mom call it? I feel like mom calls it a stank walk. She got a stank walk. And then I said, I love when she spit at Wanda's house. Because I get it. She's like, fuck that bitch.
Saying that, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I send it to you all the time. Whenever I'm at, like,
and I use it.
I love it.
All the time.
When they're in the car and he's asking all those questions, she's like, be cool, man. It takes me out every time. He's like, so about that. She's like, man, be cool. Like, calm down. Takes me out every time. Huh?
It's not even like worth all the hype. Calm down.
Like, yeah, like, come on, you're doing a lot. And then she threw his pen out the window. And I was like, I hope it wasn't a good one, because that sucks. When you lose a good pen, you want me soda.
Yeah.
Losing a good pen sucks. So I hope it wasn't a good one. And then I said, I feel like Agatha is gay as hell, but also homophobic. I feel like she's gay as hell, but she's also like, oh, all these queers, all these gays around. I can't stand these people.
That happened.
I don't know, but I feel like she gets off that vibe where she's like, oh, where's my woman? I don't want to be around these people. In a not homophobic, in a not like hateful way. Just in the, I can't stand none of these people. But I also think she doesn't like people in general. But I also feel like she could be a bit homophobic. And then I put, she's so cocky, it's so hot. I'm trying to remember what that's in regards to. Hold on. I feel like he's homophobic. I don't know what that. Oh, when she went into, when she was like, yeah, there's nobody else around like me. I was like, I love it.
At least she knows her work, you know?
And I was talking about her southern drawl when she went in to talk to Lilia. And I feel like her southern drawl really sounded realistic.
Is she not southern?
I don't think so. I feel like she's from the Midwest. I don't know.
Ain't that so?
No. Southern is like Florida. No, I don't even think Florida. So Southern is like Texas. Like, how y'all doing? Like, that's. I'm not Southern, so I don't know. But that's what I think of when I hear it. But hers, when people do Southern accents, it feels like they're making fun of them. But her Southern accent, it just felt like she was like going to, what's the horse things that they do, the horse races, what's it called? It's like a big thing. They wear the big hats and whatnot.
Girl, I don't know.
Listen, we from New York. What is it called? I was going to say debutante. That's not what it is. It's like the horse races. The fucking Kentucky Derby? Yes, that. Kentucky Derby.
I feel like that's cars.
No. Kentucky Derby is horses.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, no, I'm not. That's what it is now. Kentucky Derby is horse. You don't got to let me know. If I'm wrong, then I'm not. Kentucky Derby is with horses. I don't care. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. For sure.
I feel like her Southern accent was based on that. Whereas when people who are not Southern do Southern accents, it feels like they're making fun of Southern accents. You feel me? I thought that was funny. I put, because when she was saying all this stuff, I was like, I don't know how they don't break around Catherine. I would be cracking up the whole time. But for some reason, some way, they kept it together. Go for them. And then I was talking about her facial expressions. And I said, give her all the awards, dead ass. And then I said, Lilia said, nah, bitch, kick rocks. When Agatha was trying to recruit her, she was like,
like, you got that.
She said, that ain't got nothing to do with me. And then I put how Teen is such a fanboy, and I love it. What do you think of Teen's character so far? From what we've seen. Well, in here, we're in like the beginning of episode 2. From episode 1 to the beginning of episode 2. I was just like, gay.
No.
Why'd you look at me like that?
He's trying to find his brother. He missed his brother.
We don't know that yet.
Oh.
He's just trying to go onto the road so he can gain power.
I thought it was
and knowledge. Not in the beginning. We don't know that that's what he's trying to do. We don't find that out until his episode, and his episode's episode 6. Yeah. We don't know his intent, because remember, he can't tell us about himself, because he's the spell is on him.
So you didn't bring that part up, and because in episode 1 when she asked him what his name was and his mouth became blurred, you didn't talk about that.
I feel like I didn't really talk about Teen, but we're talking about him now. What do you think of Teen? My God,
I like him.
He's cute.
Yeah, he's trying to.
I went from liking him to him getting on my nerve real fucking fast.
Oh.
Real fucking fast. I was like, I was rocking with you before, but now, motherfucker, rude ass. This how these young whippersnappers are. They just rude. You got no respect for elders. I'm just playing. I don't care about that at all. But I was like, he disrespected Agatha. I don't like that. I ride for Agatha. Did I say I ride Agatha or I ride for Agatha?
I said you ride for her.
Okay, just making sure. Freudian slip. But I said that I like that he's a fanboy of hers, because same. He was blowing smoke up her.
About her.
Listen, he was blowing so much smoke up her ass, and I'd be like, boy, same for me.
Like, keep it up. Keep up the good work. You're doing amazing.
Exactly. And then I said, so all this happened because, aside from what we already know, going on what we see, all this happens because Agatha told Lilia how she gets power from people. Has she not told her that the only way she can get power from people is if they blast her, she would have got her their powers.
What do you mean? What?
Because the only way she can get power from people is if they blast her with their power.
Yeah.
She takes it from them.
Yeah.
She told Lilia that she can't take her power unless she blasts her. So when she was trying to get them mad, Lilia knew. So now it's not gonna work because she was like, "Yeah, she's just trying to piss us off so that we blast her with our power, our power."
That's nice of you.
Yeah. I was like, "Damn it, girl!"
Did you skip something?
No. Well, that's when they do the whole sing the song and everything.
Yes, got it.
Anyway, but that's what I said because that's when she told her about it. I was like, if she had not said that, she could have taken these folks' power.
So it's Lilia's fault for remembering a detail.
It's Agatha's fault for saying something in the first place, and then
she had to convince her to join.
Whatever. And then Lilia, hold on. Oh yeah, had Lilia just said mind your fucking business, they wouldn't be in this either.
I feel like she did though.
No, she kept answering her questions. Talk about your bed, that's also the wall. If she had said, get out of my shop, just like how Alice did when she walked away from them, this would be resolved as well. I feel like, again, this is something I say in every episode. Folks don't mind their business. And that's why we in this shit. I know, that's how shows and movies work, but still. And then I'm talking about when he was asking her about the list that Lilia gave her about people's names, and she turned around and saw the bird. I was like, I too hate birds, so I feel you. Because I'll be like, ugh, as well, it's gonna poop on me. I don't like birds. And then when he asked her the name, she was like, ugh. And then we saw Sashir. I love Sashir. She is my favorite cast member in SNL. And her stand-up is so funny. And she has a podcast with Nicole Byer, and Nicole's stand-up is funny as well. If you like stand-up, Nicole Byer and Zashir Zameta's stand-up, they're funny. But they have a podcast together because they're best friends, and I love it. Who the heck is Nicole Byer? Nicole Byer, she's a stand-up comedian. You gotta watch because she's funny. I just watched her second half of her stand-up special that she put on YouTube, and it was funny as fuck when she was doing like crowd work. Anyway, I'll show it to you. Yes, I said that Zashir was my favorite character, my favorite cast member on SNL. And then I said Jade Egg's Sisterhood of the Traveling Kegels. She's such a shithead. And this is when Agatha said that to the girls. And she was like, you don't want to go splitsies on the Jade Egg? And again, there's this stuff I'm like, they're letting them say this in a Disney show?
Yeah.
They're letting them talk about pelvic floors and stuff. They're letting them talk about women's body parts?
Yeah.
That's incredible. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. In my mind, Agatha and Jen have hunched at least once.
Here we go.
You don't think so? See how they act in it. You don't think so? But you ship fucking the girls from Wicked. But you don't think Jen and Agatha have hunched a time or two. I didn't say they were a couple. I think that they've hunched. The way that Jen immediately looked at Agatha's hands and was like, oh, you don't have the dirt hurt. And Agatha was like, oh. I was like, why would you? What's going on? I fully believe they punched. I said once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times, but I think they did. And then I was saying how I'll take a Jade Egg to go. You'll know where to find it. Yeah, they've hunched.
Well, when you say it like that, I see it.
Listen, I know, like, that's where Jade Eggs go, but come on, I wouldn't say that to somebody I'm just friends with. You know where to find it. What do you mean?
Well, see, I feel like,
you know what that is crazy to say, because I do feel like in the Bold Type that happened when it got stuck in what's her face and Kat had to get it out, but that's different. That's a different thing, I feel like.
I was gonna say, if you're not perverted with your friends, then are you even really perverted? I mean, are you really
not perverted like that?
Yes.
No, bitch. You know where to find it.
Perversion.
Come on. I don't care. I think they punched. And then I was talking about how they were sitting in the mall at the food court. And I was like, she going to town on that corn dog. She was. I was like, girl, it's not. Nobody's taking it from you. Listen, I just feel like everything that Agatha does, she does fully and passionately. I was like, nobody's taking it from you. And then I put confession time. I've never had a corn dog. Have you had a corn dog before?
Yeah.
What do they taste like? What is pancake batter?
No.
What is it?
I think it's cornbread.
I don't like that. I don't want hot dogs in my cornbread.
Okay.
I don't even like corn pieces in my cornbread.
Anyway.
People eat here in the South do.
Okay. I've had the breakfast one.
And is that a pancake?
Yeah, that's a pancake wrapped around a sauce. Yeah, wrapped around a sausage. I like that one.
I don't like the concept of it. It sounds gross to me. I can't get behind it. All those different textures.
I want to say it's cornbread, but it'll be like
the textures of cornbread and a hot dog.
So it's not cornbread then. So it might be cornmeal. Like
the texture of cornmeal and a hot dog.
Actually, I don't know. Just try the darn corn dog.
Things I'm not buying. That gross.
You saw them at Walmart.
I don't want that shit.
Ew. Things like 16 in a pack. It's a safe fare.
I don't care. Pass. And then I was laughing at how he said how he was trying to get the signed LP, but he doesn't make enough at the Hokey Pokey Bowl. And she was like, I don't want to ever hear those words paired together again. I said, she's such an asshole. I love it. I thought that was funny the way she said that. And then, I don't know if you remember the cup that she was drinking out of when they was at the food court. It reminded me of the night of like the 2000s, like you're going to a doctor and this is the artwork that's up.
No.
Very, very like retro.
No.
Anyway, I loved how she called him her familiar Toto. Thought that was funny. You know, Wizard of Oz.
Toto!
Yeah.
I like the Wiz.
Isn't that what? That's what Galleria's dog was named in goddamn Cheetah Girls.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Toto stuck in the yeah, it was Toto. And then I said, poor Alice, she got fired because of these people.
So she had no choice but to join them.
Listen, she could have just stayed. She could have just been like, no. But I'll be like, how you? I'm supposed to be stopping people from stealing. I see a dude stealing, and you're like, no, you can't do that. So what am I supposed to do? What do you hire me as? What am I here for?
What are my duties?
I would have just sat there and been like, take whatever you want. I can't do nothing.
Hello.
Again, I pointed out how Catherine's facial expressions are hilarious. And then I said, Alice, or Allie, who plays Alice, must be tiny if Catherine is taller than her. Because Catherine is short.
So tall is Catherine?
I don't know. I think she's like 5'3".
I'm taller than Catherine. I'm like,
Me too. I'm almost 8 feet tall. So, you know.
Oh.
And then I put how she put tough nut to smash, gas. I was like, she's so fruity.
Yeah, all the words she could have.
Yeah, he was like crack. She looked at him like, I said what I said. Gay. That's what she think about. Hunching.
Tough nut to smash. That's crazy.
Tough nut to smash. The way she said tough nut to smash.
I would have thought.
I was like, Agatha.
I would have thunk.
And then, back in the car when she was asking him about herself, and then she couldn't hear what he was saying. And she could hear everything around him, but not him because he was telling. I put, well, Agatha, that's a way to mute him and shut him up. Just keep asking him questions about himself. Okay. And then you don't gotta hear him talking. Problem solved. See, if I was there, I'd be like, This is an easy way to solve this. What's your name? How do you spell your name? What's your parents' names?
That's crazy.
And then, my favorite part of the episode, when she walked outside in that fabulous fucking coat, that blue coat with the purple inside, and it had like actual runes on it. And she's like, I want one so bad, and I want to add it to my Cheerios jacket and just make like a collection.
Really? Like, where do you even get that?
I don't even buy that. So here's the thing: people who cosplay, they like make it, and I saw somebody selling it, but I don't want to wear it. I want to display it the way I want to display my Cheerios jacket. Once I like frame that and everything, you know what I mean? Oh, that fucking the purple. You know, purple is my color.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
You get in blue. So how that work?
I get what?
Huh?
You get what in blue?
Nothing.
Girl, fuck you. Anyway, I said, he had to know she was gonna rip down that sign. There's no way the sign he made that's like "Welcome, Coven." There's no way he thought that she was just gonna be like, okay. So when she ripped it down, he's being purposely obtuse. When she ripped it down, I was not shocked by that. I was like, yeah, seems about right.
He had wishful thinking.
Whatever. And then I pointed out how fabulous Jen looked, that pink coat.
I did like that coat.
The fashion in this show is so good. I gotta give, kudos to Daniel and the whole, design team. The clothes, the everything, the set. Everything looks fabulous. And to think that this show had the smallest budget.
It really did not.
At all.
Seem like it.
Crazy. Oh, I can't wait to look at this book. Oh, I'm so excited. And then when she told Lilia that she needed a chemical pill, I was like, God damn. And she was like, Lilia, divination. And she's like, you're bound. She's like, and you need a chemical pill. I was like, oh. Sensitive topics. And then when they was asking Agatha where the Green Witch is, I was like, yeah, girl, where's your Green Witch?
And then there's a green one.
Yeah, talking about he was like, there's another name on the list. And Lily was like, it's a heart, a black heart. And Agatha was like, because you used a black pen. I was like, bitch, go get your wife, first of all. Second of all, I don't care what the next episode say, black heart will mean Rio to me.
Yeah.
Rio does not mean teen. I don't give a fuck what they talking about. Rio was Blackheart. Period.
Simple as that.
That's what I said. Something I'm not buying. Blackheart standing for anyone other than Rio. I don't give a fuck what nobody else says. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. Fuck it. And then when she went to Mrs. Hart, I was like, this poor woman. She's been through so much. Just let Miss Hart be. Just let her plant her plants. And I want tips from her because her azaleas were pretty.
Yes, so garden.
Like, just let her be happy. Let her, she's been through so much. She lost her husband. Come on, dog. And then the boy kept asking about fucking how many people do we have enough space in the car for everybody? I'm like, you don't drive to it. It's conjured.
He didn't know that.
Anything that has to do with magic to me, I'm being like, oh, I guess I'm assuming we don't have to drive.
Don't assume things.
No, I'm gonna assume that if we're magical beings, you think we're gonna worry about stoplights and all that shit?
Yeah, to not throw anybody off. To not raise suspicions. Hello.
You see the 7 walk into her house. I don't think suspicions is on her mind. Yeah, they walked creepy. I didn't like that. I love the song, the Ballad of the Witches Road. love that song. I listen to it often, especially with the instruments in the car turned up high as hell. Ooh. And then I said, and Mrs. Hart not knowing the lyrics and just vibing.
She just going along with it.
I was like, you funny. And then when Lily was like, get off me, I said, I'm just going to randomly say that throughout the day and see people's expressions. I'm just going to be in Publix, just walking and be like, get off me. Not look at nobody, just say that, and then just keep walking over there. Like, have you seen the TikTok videos of the man when he's like, when he works in a psych ward, and the lady's like, I ain't never gave a fuck. I gotta show you that. But that's how I feel like I would be, just to see what people say.
Well, I feel like they'll just ignore you, like you're a regular crazy person.
And probably gonna record and put it and be like, this lady put it on Reddit.
Anybody know her?
Right?
She on drugs.
And then I put, that bunny did not want to be picked up. When Teen picked it up, unless they cut it weird, I was like, that bunny did not want to be picked up.
Yeah, but
he was like, ugh.
Yeah, why are you touching me? You're not my owner.
Right? And then they were singing. I was like, give them all the Grammys. All of them. Every Grammy
and
goes
they're
to
actually
them.
Like singing.
Yeah. I was like,
I didn't know Catherine could sing.
Yeah. She sang the song from Agatha from WandaVision. Agatha's song from WandaVision.
Didn't know that.
Wow. She's like a theater person.
She is?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum.
But I was like, give them all the Grammys. You need to do some more Catherine research, especially because yeah, but you're gonna be watching her filmography with me, and
who said this?
No, I said it. You and Mom are gonna watch Mrs. Fletcher with me. We already discussed it. I'm very nervous.
Hear my service, my eyeballs.
I could volunteer with, bitch.
I'm a bit busy.
Listen to what I'm saying. No, you're not. I can't wait. I'm very nervous about y'all reaction to it because it is very full on. You think Han butt is a lot, okay? That's why her showing her butt didn't really like. They didn't exactly, because I was like, I've seen. You gotta listen. I'm always down to see more, but you know what I mean. And then I couldn't get the song out of my head if I wanted to.
It's gonna be stuck. It's in my head now.
It's so good. And then I put,
for that song, was that made up or is that like an actual thing?
Was what made up?
The Witch's Ballad.
The Ballad of the Witches. What do you mean? Is it made up?
Like, did Catherine come up with that on her own, or is that an actual like song from somewhere?
I don't understand what you're saying. You mean, and
you not understand?
Like in the show?
No, like
in real life?
Yeah,
they made it for the show.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking.
I thought you were saying I thought you were trying to, because that has a part in the show. When she
outside of the show, like
I know that, but I didn't get that. That's what you were saying. I was saying as part of the show, because that is a thing. Where did the song originate from? Is part of the. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was confused. But then I said, "See, this is the thing. You see crazy shit, and you just staring. Get in the fucking house." Herb should have been out that bitch when he saw the Salem 7.
I would have been like, oh, how they walked?
Here's the thing. You see the crazy shit that happened with WandaVision. Anytime I see something crazy, I'm going in the house. Because I know how crazy it could get. I'm not just staring. And I'm not going to drop my groceries. Groceries is expensive.
Hello.
So that was crazy. And then Teen's in there, he just puts the fucking couch in front of the door. What's that going to do? They're magic. The boy don't have no self-preservation skills and no common sense. That's what I'm saying. So, yes, I said I hate the way the Salem 7 walk. It's just creepy.
I didn't like that.
And then again, I said, what the couch going to do? And then I said, when she said, it did not take this long last time. I was like, she's such an asshole.
Not her blaming.
Right? She's like, knowing that there ain't no door ain't never opened before. Anyway, and then I was saying it's funny because Agatha was expecting them to blast her immediately, not argue with each other.
Yeah.
And had she not told Lily, that's probably what they would have did.
The show would have been over.
Right. And then I said, why would you sit down? You put the couch in front of the door for some fucking reason. Why would you sit down? Why wouldn't you go downstairs? No self-preservation skill.
He
wanted to die. No self-preservation skills. Because why would you sit down? Not only would you sit down, all them fucking chairs, why would you sit down next to the window? What's it like not to have anxiety? Because that's crazy.
Let me tell you.
And then he said, my favorite line deliveries was when Agatha was like, make me, because you don't want to go to hell. And she's like, make me. And then she's like, she's just trying to blast us with her. She's trying to get us to blast her out. She's like, what?
Like, now she's foiling my plan.
She's like, what do you mean? That's ridiculous. Catherine is goated.
Conniving.
And then again, same with just blast me, you bitches. I was like, I want to put
to the point.
I would put that on the shirt, but then I'm like, how does that look? Just blast me, you bitches.
If you have a picture of Agatha saying that, then yeah. But if it's just the words,
because it could be taken so many different ways.
Be careful.
They're like, okay, let me take my family. Wait a minute.
That the second one was my first thought. I didn't even think about a gun.
Okay.
What?
And then I was talking about how I liked her fourth wall break when she was like looking, couldn't believe the door open, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And then I said, that boy didn't ask no questions. He just went right down the...
Hey, listen, did he seen them people coming?
No self-preservation skills. He said, I don't care what this leads to. Going down there. Either way,
he was not going to die.
Jen pushing everybody out the way was crazy, too.
She knew.
She was like, hell no. You stay there, bye. And then I said, the way that Salem 7... member, I was gonna say crew member for some reason. The way the Salem 7 member climbed down the stairs was scary. I didn't like that.
That's honestly that part of the episode I would not watch again.
And that's the part that I thought Mom was gonna be like, oh hell no. But she
just us.
Yeah. She was just like, this is fine. Which is just crazy to me. But no, though I didn't like that at all.
Like,
and it's just like Megan crawling backwards.
Yeah.
Or, crawling on the way she...
But I don't know, it's just being...
the way it...
I didn't let of it.
Yes. No. I didn't like it. I said it terrified the fuck out of me. And I said, the road looks pretty. I wouldn't be there. But it looked pretty. Okay, Catherine. I was like, I wouldn't be there, but it looked pretty. A 4-post card or something.
You know what?
And then when she said, I never doubted us for a second. Girl, I said, she's so full of shit, I need her to marry me. I never doubted us for a second. Bitch.
You just had to hype y'all up.
Lying heifer. Love her.
She needs a door with a
Rio. If you don't remarry her, I will. And then I said, it's so talking about the episode, I was like, or talking about the show in general. I was like, it's so obvious how well done, prepared, and loved this show is by the folks who made it. Like, you can really tell that. You can really tell that they cared. And that's refreshing to see.
This wasn't just like another project.
Exactly, for money. Exactly. Because there's a lot of shows that are on TV nowadays that are just...
Like, why do you make this?
Just because cash grabs and whatnot.
Yeah.
What did you think of episode 2?
I liked it besides that one.
The crawling down.
Yeah.
Do you have a ranking for this episode?
No, I don't have a ranking for any episode.
Understood. I like I like the episode too. I feel like it.
That's why I have a ranking for the last episode.
Understood. I feel like in for shows in general or just for this series.
What do you mean?
Like your ranking is out of shows in like all shows or just this series? Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. No, I liked Agatha, especially Agatha in this episode. This is the Agatha that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Asshole, very sarcastic. She don't take shit seriously.
The true Agatha.
Exactly. And in this episode, I don't know why, but it's where I kind of started shipping Jen and Alice. Like I could see them like more in other episodes, but this one I was like, they will look good together. Like I could see that.
Okay,
you feel me? You feel me?
It.
Do you? What is there anything you would change about this episode? There's nothing for me. Yes, the walk was creepy, but I think it was needed because again, it came out during Halloween, so you know what I mean.
That scary environment,
exactly, and it did it without being cringy, if that makes sense. Like this is obviously meant to scare. You know what I mean?
Like, now that when I first saw that, for sure caught me off guard. What is that?
Yes,
and I feel like how they slow motioned it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they slow motioned it and then they sped it up. I'm like,
that's what the problem is.
Don't do that.
The crazy thing is, I don't think that was an edit. I think that because they're dancers, the people who play the 7 are dancers, so I feel like they just did that with their bodies.
No.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
I feel like they'd be great in a haunted house. Oh my god.
Very much so. Very much so.
I would never go to one.
Me neither. I don't. Life is scary enough. I'm not paying nobody to fucking scare me. Anyway, okay, so we're going to episode 3, our last episode of the episode today. Episode 3. The first thing I have written down is that Agatha was on to this boy the whole fucking time. This is towards like when we find out the end of the series that she knew. She was on to that boy the whole fucking time. Because when he was talking about the road and how beautiful it was, she's like, yeah, you did good, or something like that. I was like, huh.
What does she know that?
Now, this is something that you don't realize until you rewatch, right? Mm-hmm. So watching it from the first time, you don't get it. But after you rewatch, you're like, she knew the whole fucking time. And it makes sense how. I was crying for Mrs. Hart. Mrs. Hart was like, what is this? This is a kidnapping. And I was like, please just let this lady go back up with her flowers, please. And then I was saying how Agatha lies real good. Like when they were trying to figure out the rules for the road and she was just coming up with shit off the dome. Anytime somebody said something, she's like, yes. It was like, you lie real good. You a scammer.
It's like, you know what they were going to say. You had that whole conversation in your head.
Or she's like, how can I spin this to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Joanne the scammer. And then I was trying to figure out, so when she was telling everybody why they were on the road, like he wanted power, Jen wanted her powers back, Alice wanted to find out what happened to her mother,
yeah.
And then she got to Sharon or Mrs. Hart, and she goes, did you say who was Sharon?
Yeah.
I'm dying. She got to Mrs. Hart, and Mrs. Hart was gone. But I was like, even if she was there, what would she have said? What did she want? She didn't know this shit was a thing.
Yeah.
So what would she have asked for?
To leave.
Right? You want to get the fuck about here. I got you. I thought that was funny. And then I was talking about how she just went off by herself. And I was like, I would never go off by myself in a place I don't know. I don't know what's down there. I don't know what's going on. And then I said she should have known she wasn't getting out of there when her purse disappeared, because think about it, your ID, your wallet, your car keys, everything's in your purse. The minute your purse goes bye-bye, you are too. And I felt so bad. I was like, this poor woman. And then I said, not Agatha making shit up as she goes, because she was like, you got to stay on the road, and he was like, oh yeah, like the book says. She's like, yes, teen. I was like, girl,
like you get it.
You a liar and a fraud. And then we were talking about the house, the beach house, and I said the house is so pretty. And I was like, the sconces, the door, the brick, I love it.
It's just crazy. Like you said, they didn't have a lot of money and they were able to pull this.
And you want to know what's crazy? That's a miniature.
What?
So when they saw it from the back, that was a miniature house. That was a miniature house built.
That's cool.
And then when they go to it, it's on the soundstage and they built it. But from what we saw, when we saw the full shot of the house, it was a miniature. Not, like Yoshi's. Like, yeah. And I thought that was so fucking cool. And I want to know who has it. Because
somebody has that.
Yes, because you can just imagine how detailed it is when you get close up. But yeah, that's so cool. The sconces, sconces, the lights on the wall when they went to the door. And then I said, yeah, but it's called a sconce.
Whoa. Like the official term is sconce, but it's a porch light. Yes?
Some people call it a porch light. It's a sconce, though, and sconces can be inside or outside. It's just lights that are attached to the wall.
Oh.
Porch light? When I think of porch light, I think of a light that's like above you, not lights that are attached to the wall, if you get what I'm saying.
No, because don't we got a porch light?
Yeah, we have a porch light. It's above us.
No, the one that's next to the door. Ain't that a porch light?
It's a sconce.
Oh.
Jeez. And then I said, because when I built my tiny home, anyway, I'm not going to get into it because I could talk about it forever. I said the interior needs color. Yes, there were some blues, but it was very white, especially in the kitchen, and it needed some color, but it's still pretty. It was still pretty. I would have brought out the wood tones more. I know it's a beach house, but I would have brought out the wood tones more. I don't know. That's just me. And then I said, Jen and Agatha bickering like exes.
Of course.
Like exes. She's like, me. I was like, oh my God, y'all, go find a room. And then I put out, I like their clothes, but I hated Teens and Alice's hair.
I liked Alice's hair.
I didn't like it.
The orange and black, right?
No, this is when have on their proper clothes. This is they're in the beach house. The expensive, when she had like the ponytail. And Teen's hair was Teen's hair was like, I don't know how to explain that. I just didn't like it. Because remember, Jen had the bob. I think it's called the bob, like the shoulder length bob. Lily had the long hair with the bangs. Agatha's hair was brown and down. Bars. Teen's hair was like, he looked like a middle-aged man. And then Alice's hair was in the pony with the bangs on the side.
Why?
And Mrs. Hart's hair was like half up, half down.
What?
Anyway, but I like Jen's like hair originally, like with the orange. I like that. But I just didn't like her hair in that one. And then I put how I love Jen's sweater dress. I thought that was pretty. And so, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but Sashir's body is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say that. And then I put Mrs. Hart downing the wine, reminding me of somebody. I'm not going to name no names, but it do. And then
I just love how...
You love wine?
No, I love how that was the answer to the riddle and I got it.
I bet you did.
Okay.
I was going to say, I love how you got that off bat.
Listen, guys, if y'all know any good wines, y'all got any good recommendations?
She don't need no more recommendations.
Put them in the comments and I'll try them out.
She likes sweet wine.
No, I don't. No.
You don't like sweet wine anymore?
I like semi-sweet. Semi-sweet, please.
I want sweet only. I don't want alcohol that tastes like alcohol unless it's Hennessy black and white. I don't want alcohol that tastes like alcohol. Ugh. And then I put Alice, love, where were you going to hide the tattoo? He had already saw it. Because whenever she was sitting on the couch, she was asking her about the tattoo. She was like, nothing.
It was on.
Yeah. She was like, nothing. I was like, girl, where, he saw it already.
You can't just take it off.
Why? Be like, nothing. And then she's like, told him the lore. But I was like, girl, why was that the first thing you did? And then she was talking about her mama.
Well, hello.
And I was like, generational curses. I feel you. And then the next thing, because she said that maybe I'm confused, but it sounded like she said her mom made her get the tattoo when she was 13 because she said all the women in her family had bad luck. But I was like, your mom made you get a tattoo at 13? That's crazy.
Listen, as long as you have parents' permission, you can get a tattoo like me.
No, you can't. Don't you got to be at least 18?
No, I think 16 is
I think 16 is for like piercings.
I'm sure 16 is tattoo.
That's crazy.
Don't you have your parents' permission?
13-year-old getting a tattoo, that's child abuse. In my eyes, that's child abuse. That's crazy. And then I said Agatha laying on the couch the way she was laying. I was like, gay.
Is this the one where... No, I don't think it is. Yes, it is. It's not.
What?
Is this the one where the faces get messed up?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's the next thing I said when she was like, your face is a little swollen. And I said, a little? And I said, every time I see that part, it makes my face itch. When I see their face is swollen, it makes me feel like something is wrong with my face. I don't know why. And then I said, Agatha's an idiot because she was hiding that she didn't drink the wine. She was like, let her drink it all. I was like, bitch, you foul.
I just find it funny how the couple go.
And then she said that when Jen was asking Mrs. Hart, does she taste mulberries? And she was like, what do mulberries taste like? And I was like, yeah, what do mulberries taste like?
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah. I don't know what they taste like, but yeah. I don't know why. I'm thinking like a blackberry, a cross between a blackberry and like a strawberry. I could be wrong. A blackberry, raspberry, strawberry.
Yeah, maybe blackberry, raspberry.
I could be wrong though.
Or maybe blackberry, blueberry.
And I said Agatha crashed, and now as soon as she heard death, is the next thing when Jen was like, hallucinations, fast heartbeat, and she's like death, and Agatha was like death because real, yeah. She was like, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. I was like, girl, y'all just need to hunch about it. I don't know. And then I said, I need me a never-ending wine glass, but for like water or tangerine juice. Natalie's, to be Pacific. I don't really drink alcohol like that, but I would take a glass like that where if you just put some like orange juice in it, it'll fill it up until you like wash it out, and then it's like, okay, what's the next thing? And then it'll continue to fill that up. You know what I mean?
I can use that.
Listen, I would love that, or a bowl, a never-ending bowl. Like if you get a bowl of Fruity Pebbles or goddamn Lucky Charms or Captain Crunch.
I'll take Captain Crunch.
Peanut butter Captain Crunch.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, just keep filling
with lips on berries.
And then it don't get soggy.
Yes.
Oh,
if that's the case, then I'm gonna do Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles, I feel you. And then I said I hate the kitchen backsplash. Love the farmhouse sink, but that backsplash was not my taste. And I told Agatha to put her pinky down because she kept putting her pinky up when she was talking when they was going to get all the products and everything. I was like, Agatha, put that pinky down. And then I saw how they had a sauna in the house because that's where Alice's hallucination was about her mother. And I saw that they had a sauna. I was like, I would love that. Yeah, that house. You see how big that house? I know it's built on a soundstage, but if we're talking about houses in general, that house would have been fucking huge.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I like how they were close to the beach. Sounded like you can hear it, but you couldn't see it. That's what I like.
I use that for sounds.
Yeah, that's what I like. And then I was like, why didn't they put the sink in front of the window instead of putting it in the island? Because then when you and they didn't even put it in a way where if you're washing dishes, you could look out the window. So they should have just put the sink under the window.
That should be a house designer at this time.
That's what I would have did.
Like, girl, what?
Listen, my designs to come soon. And then I said, them just going into places is crazy. I know they're inebriated, but still, I'm just going to go into this sauna. I'm just going to follow this little girl and see this dead woman.
Bro, when that popped up, I'm not gonna lie, I guess scared.
Listen, I was like, what is wrong with y'all? Just go back. Why did y'all break up in the first place? Stay together. Why do they do that in shows and movies? Just let's separate. Listen, fuck that. And look, y'all all got traumatized. So there's your lesson.
Hey, it all brought them together.
Yeah. Did it? I guess. Well, whatever. And then I put Lilia's hallucination is terrifying. I mean, they all were, but Lilia's looked the creepiest to me.
The judge?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I said Jen's hallucination is my worst nightmare. It's her being like drowned and whatnot. Oh, that was scary. So those two were terrifying to me. And then I said Agatha's is the most heart-wrenching. Even before knowing the full backstory, hers, the little bit, yeah. Okay. I was like, hers is the most heart-wrenching. And Catherine's acting, amazing. Her facial expressions. And then I put, there was a lot of water elements in this episode. Because it was remember they were underwater because Agatha broke the window and the seawater was pouring in. They had to make the spell in water or the potion in water. There's a lot of water elements this episode. Jen almost drowned. Sauna.
This was Jen's episode.
Yes.
Jen's trial.
Yes.
She Aquarius?
I don't know.
Sorry.
But yes, I thought that was. And then I thought it was weird that they didn't need to take the cosmetics out of the containers.
Huh?
When they was like, Jen, what about this with her for the spell? And she's like, just put it in. I was like, y'all don't gotta pour it out. Like, y'all just put it with containers and all.
Yeah.
But I don't know how magic works. Maybe that's how it works.
Once you put it out, let me know.
Listen. And then I love how Jen grabbed another wooden spoon for Teen to stir it with. I was like, y'all need to
That's just what they have.
And it looked like the exact spoon that Agatha grabbed too. I was like, y'all in these wooden spoons. And then I said, oh, Agatha to the baby crying.
Bro, her acting with that?
Yes. I was like, she looks so beautiful. She's a good crier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Coming to like, not like real life, like out of her
hallucination. Yeah.
That was.
And then him being like, what happened? She's like, nothing. And I was like, Teen, mind your business.
Oh, wow.
And then when Lily was like, it's green, Teen. Because she said that it needs to be cerulean. And Alice was like, I get confused. Is cerulean the green one? And Teen was like, no, it's the blue one. And then she looked at it. He's like, well, maybe it could be green. And Lily was like, it's green, Teen. I thought that was funny. And then I said, oh, this was when goddamn Jen was freaking out because the spell wasn't working.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm so used to seeing Sashir in comedic roles. It's nice to see her dramatic acting skills. I love that. And I think she did really good with this role and really good in that part. And there's other parts in the series as well. But I thought she did really good in that part. And then I said, Agatha gave a great speech. She was like,
and I
always hated you, but I let you live because they hunched and whatnot. But she was talking about how she was doing important work, with the hunching and whatnot and being a midwife and all that good stuff. So I was like, that's great. And then I said, she did not need to slit his hand open like that. Teen, when she cut his hand, I'm like, a few drops could have worked. You did not need to cut. Take it on my nerves.
Listen, Rio did that to her.
Rio healed her, though.
Okay, but she still did it to her.
So what? But that's a sexual thing.
Oh. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. And actually, she didn't. Agatha did that to herself. She's the one who grabbed the knife that way.
Oh, yeah, because she...
That's why Rio healed her hand, but not her neck. Because, remember Rio stabbed her neck. She didn't heal that, but, imagine she would have had to lick her. Season 2. Season 2. They were like, this would fucking kill him. Let's not do that. Ooh. Anyway, and then I was confused about why Teen had to drink the potion if he didn't drink any of the wine. So why did he have to drink it if he wasn't poisoned? I was very confused by that.
He didn't?
He didn't drink the wine. Yeah, he's underage and he was not part of the coven. So why did he also have to drink it?
I don't think he did drink it. I think
unless
his blood.
I could be wrong, but it seemed like he drank it. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, chat. I'll rewatch as well.
I don't think he drank. I think they just used his blood.
Huh. And then I said, guess y'all climbing into that oven. All them fights about, no, I'm not getting in there. And I know somebody who got in there once. Guess y'all getting in there, ain't you?
They'd rather that than drown.
Cook than drown. And then I said Agatha being silly and Alice being the protector. So Agatha being like, me next.
Yes.
And her being like, why do we have to save her? Why is she so small but so heavy? I thought that was funny. And Alice was like, you go ahead. And then Agatha was like, me next. I was like, bitch, she was going to let you go anyway.
She won't take that chance.
Right?
I'm going.
And then I was saying how Jen was sliding down and she was screaming so water got in her mouth. I said, I would die if that water got in my mouth. Because it's dirty. Because it's dirty. You didn't look at it? Watch it again and look at that water. I would...
Maybe it's chocolate water.
No. Sounds even worse. I would be deceased. Ew. And then... I said it was funny how Agatha was just knocking everybody down to get up. She was like, "Get out, my move." And then she was like, "Get out." I was like, "Oh my god!" They hunched, and then I said, her saying who's Sharon is fucking crazy. Even in her death, Agatha can't be respectful.
Because every time you say Sharon, I'm like, who the heck is Sharon?
You want to know what I just realized?
What?
I called her Mrs. Hart throughout this whole podcast. And then all my notes. And just now I said Sharon. So I'm being disrespectful. I'm sorry, Miss Sharon. Yes.
I thought it was Mrs. Hart.
No, Mrs. Hart is not her real name. Mrs. Hart is what Wanda named her. Sharon is her real name. But I've been calling her Mrs. Hart this whole episode. So I'm sitting here talking about Agatha being disrespectful. I'm being disrespectful.
Well, it helps me because I don't... Every time you say Sharon, I'm like...
That's what she said. She was like, who's Sharon? I'm sorry, Miss Sharon. I'm sorry, Sharon, about being disrespectful to you. I mean, you dead, so it don't really...
Whoa.
She is dead.
Okay.
Gone. In the ground. Deceased. They buried her, remember? I think Rhea popped up where they buried her at, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, she dead either way. But I'm sorry, girl, for calling you the wrong name. Please don't haunt me. I don't think she's... Anyway, you got it, Miss Sharon. You got it, Sharon. Just making sure you knew your name. But yeah, that was the end of episode 3. And I thought that this episode was hilarious.
Out of all the episodes, sorry, I feel like the first two, okay, like the ending of episode 1 and like the middle of episode 2, I think those are the only scary parts that I didn't like. I like. There's one more episode.
I was about to say, because when
kidding.
Are you thinking about what I'm doing? What are you laughing at? That's how she did it.
No, that's not.
Oh, so I don't know what you're thinking about then. Whatever. Fuck you. What are your thoughts on these 3 episodes, though? I think that they're strong episodes, and they definitely made me want to continue watching the series.
Like, I like when it does that. Like, yes, it ended on a cliffhanger. But like, it's a cliffhanger I didn't mind because it was satisfying. Excited for the next episode.
Yes. And it feels like whenever they leave you on a cliffhanger, they get right into it.
Yeah.
And I love that. I just think that this show is phenomenal in every way. The acting, the writing, the producing, the directing, the cutting, like the editing.
Yeah.
The wardrobe, the music, the colors, the storyline, like everything is so good. And even if there are issues plot-wise, they don't bother me because of how good it is. And the cast chemistry is amazing as well.
I love that so much.
I could definitely buy them as a group of
friends,
misfits just getting together and working together. And I really hope that this show gets a second season because it needs it. I need more Agatha and Rio backstory. Would you have changed anything about this episode? Why are you making that face?
Yes.
What?
I would have let Miss
Hart live.
Yeah.
Someone had to die.
I know, but like, it's her being like lost and confused.
I don't know.
Be the first one to die, but she didn't want to be there in the first place.
I know, but she didn't belong there, so they got her up out of there as soon as possible. And she's replaced with
husband,
your favorite. She's with her husband, you said? Oh, because they both dead? Oh, that's cute that you think that.
Right? So she's not. So maybe this feels good.
If that's what comforts you, girl, I feel you. She might be born into another greater life. You feel me? If they do a season 2, which I'm hoping they do, would you want them to bring her back?
No.
Okay. So, anyway. Other than that, would you have changed anything else about it? I think it was fantastic, and it showed all their personalities.
Yeah.
Personalities.
All in one.
So overall, these 3 episodes, what are your thoughts?
I said my thoughts on that. Like, this how the first 2 was scary. And then the third one, it had the cliffhanger, but it kept me
intrigued.
Yes.
So
that's the only. This is the only series that I don't mind cliffhangers, because normally I hate cliffhangers.
Yes,
and I want to wait until it's like completely done, so that way I can just like, oh, cliffhanger, I ain't gotta worry about that. I can find out what happens. So, yes. And this one I generally didn't mind,
and especially with me, because when it comes to like queer, especially queer representation in shows, and I'm like, oh, we gotta watch this. More often than not, y'all are pissed off about how it ends. And I'm like, welcome to the life of being a queer woman.
What bothers me about that is that it ends on a cliffhanger, and you know how I feel about cliffhangers, and you don't tell me until I watch it.
Because I don't want to ruin the experience.
That's rude.
You know
how I feel about cliffhangers.
I know, but also whenever bad stuff happens and y'all are like, what? I'm like, this is what we get all the time. So this is, if I think that the chemistry and everything is good enough to override it, or also I tell y'all when to stop watching. I tell y'all when Killing Eve's final episode was on, I told y'all when to stop watching. I said, let's cut it off now. Y'all did not listen to me. Y'all went ahead full steam and watched
that
it.
That made us want to watch it more, because why would you say that?
Because y'all know if I'm telling you, let's stop watching it. You shouldn't have said that. And that's why, see, I can't win for losing. I tell them, no, they don't listen. I don't tell them, bitch, why you ain't tell us? It's a rotating circle. The whatever. Your issue is with you, not with me.
Because you get told us.
Whatever.
Not in a way that would want us to keep going.
Whatever. Would you want them to do a season 2? As long as it's about Agatha and Rio, and
that's the thing. That's the only way
I just don't want to watch a full series about Teen. Like, I don't, or Agatha being a ghost. Like, I don't. Oh, spoiler, sorry.
Oh,
but
crazy.
But I want more Agatha and Rio backstory.
Yeah.
And how, like, I do believe that Rio got to raise Nikki with Agatha. I just want to see that stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
we'll see how it goes.
Thank y'all for listening. I can't wait to do the next 2 episodes. We're definitely going to need Mom in them, because I want to hear her reaction to our reaction, because I feel like we were very, like,
in it.
Yeah, and I feel like she was watching the show but also watching us, you know what I mean? So I want to see what her thoughts are for the next 2 sets of, episodes. But yes, that has been our crazy all over the place thoughts about Agatha All Along, episodes 1 through 3. It is a longer episode today, but that's because we talk about 3 different episodes. We did get sidetracked a lot, but hey, this is how we talk about shows, and this is what I want my podcast to be, just
that
natural conversation. Exactly. And I'm not going to edit, because I feel like once I start editing, I'm going to over edit. Exactly. We're not joking. Like, this is literally how our conversations go. So y'all getting us at our rawest. Oh, it's this list, girl. Anyway, so thank y'all for listening. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let us know your thoughts, comments, concerns, reactions. I was getting there.
I know, but I want you to include it.
Okay, one moment. Let us know your thoughts, comments, reactions to the episodes, our commentary on the episodes as well. Go ahead and say.
But
let us know your.
Let us know in the comments which episode was your favorite between the 3, and why.
If y'all have wine recommendations for her.
Yes, semi-sweet. Remember that. Semi-sweet.
I guess give them to her, whatever. So we're going to do the random question of the day. Who was your queer awakening? Who? You being a little baby queer. Who was a person, a character, whoever that you looked at, you was like, oh yeah, I'm not straight. Who was that for you? If it was multiple people, who were these people for you? If it's a real person, don't name no names. If it's like a person that you know in real life, don't name no names. But if it's like a character, then you could do that.
I don't have one.
A character? Really?
Listen, I just like who I like.
Okay, but who? What made you? Okay, what made you be like, oh yes, I'm part of the lettuce, bacon, tomato community, guac community? Like, what made you think? What made you be like, oh yeah, that's me? Fruity Pebbles.
I don't remember.
You just knew. And you're just like, bitch,
whoever likes me,
I'm here, I'm queer.
That's come my way.
That's hilarious. Me? I don't know. Well, because here's the thing. I told mom and dad when I was 5 that I was going to marry a woman when I got older. And they were like, okay. And then when I was a teenager, I told them, because I was like, maybe they think I'm lying. They're like, you told us this. We get it. So, but the characters or people that I looked at that I was like, yeah, Mariah Carey, of course.
Okay.
That Honey music video.
I can see it.
Her coming out of the pool in that gold bikini.
Okay.
I was like, yeah. Nani from Lilo and Stitch, the cartoon. Them thighs. I was like, oh. And you want to know something? Barney?
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I don't know why. I had a huge crush on Barney as a child. I also had a huge crush on Ricky Martin. Like all the dudes, the dudes that I was like, oh, he's cute, were like kind of like feminine dudes. And then I was like, huh. I only think a man is cute if he looks kind of feminine. Which is like, bitch, you're gay. Which, for me, I am gay. I identify as lesbian. So, for some people, that might not be the case. But for me, it is. Yeah, she's pan. I'm a lesbian. But yeah, no. Nani had a big impact on my life from Lilo and Stitch.
I feel like all the cartoon females from Disney.
Like, did you have a crush on Nala from The Lion King?
No.
Really?
But I can see why people would have a crush on that animal.
Really? Well, because that's usually what it is. Like, you have crush on, like, cartoon characters. So, wait, who you said from Disney, who? Like, the princesses?
No. I'm talking about, like
Disney Channel?
No, it's a Disney movie. Like, I don't know, but it's that one movie.
Thumbelina?
No.
Oh.
That's neat.
You did love Thumbelina growing up, though. They need to remake that. How come nobody remade Thumbelina?
Don't do it.
Okay.
Please don't do it.
Never mind.
I don't want that.
No.
That's okay.
They could make Anna Kendrick Thumbelina. No.
We don't need a remake of Thumbelina. It's fine the way it is.
Who makes that? Is that by Disney?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They should remake Thumbelina.
They don't need to.
They've never remade Thumbelina.
It's fine.
Okay.
They don't need to.
All right.
But I think it's Plus Atlantis.
Oh, yes. Yes, the girl from Atlantis. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know her name. Oh, wait. Am I thinking about, what's the one where they steal, not Hunchback of Notre Dame. Where it's like both is good. It's the guys and they steal the gold. It's like a
Colorado.
That. Am I thinking about the girl from there?
I've never seen that. But the one from Atlantis, she has white hair.
Yes, she's fine too, yes. But there's also a girl who looks like her in The Road to El Dorado, I think. And she has black hair.
There's it.
I know a lot of people who had a crush on the girl from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I felt bad for her. That girl was 16. I felt so bad for her. I was like, y'all call her all these kind of whores and all this, and she's a child. The girl with the green eyes, Esmeralda. Anyway.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Yeah. But yes, I don't know why I had a crush on Barney.
That's a dinosaur.
I know. I don't know what it was. He just looked like he could give a good hug.
Okay. And he's purple.
And purple is my color. And I was like, yeah. Purple and green. You know whose colors are purple and green? And Rio. That's who I was destined. It was destined from the start.
From a little baby.
Right? I was like, yeah, one day some lesbians is going to be these colors. And that's where I shine. But y'all let us know who was your queer awakening. I'm very interested. And again, thank y'all for listening.
And what is y'all?
What is y'all what?
Like how you're lesbian and I'm trans. What's that?
Oh, what do you identify as?
No.
Yes, she wants to know what y'all identify as.
if y'all are out and about.
And it's not, feel free, you don't gotta. Please respond to the question in the last episode, though. I want to know the answers to that. So please.
Yes.
But yes, thank y'all for listening. I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all are having a good Pride. Hope y'all are being safe. Hope you have a good Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all the things, y'all.
Celebrate in June.
Exactly, And
if it's your birthday, happy birthday.
Exactly. Happy birthday to all the June folks out there. Hope you enjoy it. It's hot as hell. I don't know how you do it, but I got you. But thank y'all. We'll talk to y'all on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.